Hi friends, I'm Abby and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books and plans I have for the month of August. So August is setting up to be a very busy month. Busy, fun month. And I've just pulled out a whole massive selection of books, which is completely unrealistic, but it just gives an idea, some possibilities, some potentials for August. So in terms of like what I'm getting up to, it is such a fun month. So in August I have 2 concerts that I'm going to. Who is she? She never really goes to any concerts, and now she's got 2 in the space of a couple of weeks. So I'm seeing both Oasis tonight, as I'm filming this on the 2nd of August. You're getting a filmed and edited and uploaded and everything all in one day. But tonight is Oasis, then there's Coldplay in a couple of weeks. So those are the 2 concerts that I have. Then I also have 2 weddings that I'm going to in the Cotswolds, so 2 of those. I have a sushi cookery course in there. And then to top it all off, right at the end of the month, I will be going on my 3-week holiday to Japan. So that's going to be from, the 27th of August for 3 weeks into mid-September. So we are looking busy, we're looking fun, we're looking busy, but it's great. The TBR is, I think, going to be pretty fluid because it's going to be a bit busy. It's going to be a little bit busy, and then I don't quite know what I'm going to be doing for my reading in Japan. Obviously I'll be busy holidaying. I expect there will be time for reading because of all the traveling, but also I might have to get used to reading on a Kindle for that. But all for future Abby to figure out. Anyway, we will dive into a section of things that I definitely have on my radar and what I'm going to be trying to work on, even if these are more like an August and September TBR in theory, in actual practice. Okay, so just to start off, what I am currently reading, Lady of Embers, the 4th book in the Lady of Darkness series. So I am not even halfway through, 232 pages in. It's about 600 pages book. I've actually been a little bit slow with this one. I feel as though I haven't found my momentum yet. Hopefully that will come, because I've been reading it for about a week and it's been a little bit slow. I would have thought that I would be further along by now, but it is what it is. So yes, this 4th book in a fantasy romance series that's very reminiscent of Throne of Glass, lots of those classic romantic tropes. I'm definitely interested in seeing where it goes and seeing what's happened. Potentially I've sort of ended up pairing this with Throne of Glass, and I have been reading Tower of Dawn, so potentially that just took more of my focus, and I definitely think Throne of Glass is superior, but I have been having fun with this, so we'll be continuing this and hopefully finishing it very early on. The other one that I am currently reading and listening to as an audiobook is Throne of Glass itself, Kingdom of Ash, the final book in this series. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have been rereading the series this year. I've been listening to the audiobooks because I read these many years ago as they were coming out, and it's been such fun rereading this series and experiencing this all over again, and the pain and the torture that these characters have been going through. So this is a very sort of classic fantasy romance series where we're following a main character, Selena Sardothian, who is an assassin, and at the beginning of the 1st book she gets taken out of prison where she has been for the past year and is offered the chance at her freedom and of being the king's assassin. So much goes on from there. Yeah, the final battle is here. So this is the final book. I am not too far into it, just 64 pages in apparently as of my little run this morning. Having a great time as per. I have only just finished Tower of Dawn at the end of July, so literally just started this one, dived in. This is a long one, it's like 1,000 pages, so 980 something or other. So it is going to take up a chunk of my month, but looking forward to this. Looking forward to continuing on with it. Right, and then there are some things that I don't want to forget about. I do have some new releases that are definitely on my radar for this month. So I have pre-ordered The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, which is both the 2nd and the 4th book within the Chronicles of Nyaxia. So it's the 4th book overall in that series, but the 2nd book in the Nightborn duology or duet. The 1st book in the whole series is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I am up to date in that world, and The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk comes out on the, I think it's 5th of August, so not too far away at all. So definitely excited to get into that. I'll probably be reading that as soon as I finish Lady of Embers. Oh, really on a fantasy romance like kick, and that will conclude the second duology within that world. It's a vampire centered story at the main, where you've got 3 sort of main factions, and each duology follows a separate pairing. The other new book that is coming out that I also have ordered is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. This is her new release. It is a standalone. I think we're following 2 characters that dive into hell to rescue their professor, potentially. And I think I think Catabasis is the term for going down into hell. I can't remember what the term is for coming back up. Is it like Anabasis? Something like that? Maybe I'll put the word on the screen. So I'm guessing that there's going to have to be a return journey, potentially. I think there is a romantic plot within this, but overall I'm really interested in diving into that one. Also, if I have time, the 5th and final book is getting its re-release in the Lady of Darkness series, so that is also coming out in August. I might end up delaying that one till September, but it is definitely on my radar as well. If we're thinking about some other series conclusions, I also do have The Nightshade God by Hannah Witten, which came out in July. Sam, Vish and I have been reading the series together. Vish has unfortunately decided to not continue now, but Sam and I will conclude the series this month in August. So wrapping up this 3rd book, it is a fantasy with a bit of a romantic subplot within it, featuring death magic and gods, and a main character, Law, who thinks that she's going to end up being put to death, but actually ends up being tasked to work for the king. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how this all concludes. That's definitely strong on the radar. I've had a couple of months now where I haven't finished a series, that I've continued on with things, but there's been no concluding, but really hoping that I will at least finish 2 series this month, with Throne of Glass and the Nightshade Crown one. Any more than that is a bonus. But yeah, there are definitely still quite a few continuations that I can be working on. So another continuation could be a Grave Robbery by Deanna Rayborn, which is the 9th book in the Veronica Speedwell series. This was a series that I was reading pretty steadily last year, and well, I read all of the 8 books that were published at that time. This one had come out but was only released in paperback this year. It is a mystery series where we follow Veronica and her paramour Stoker as they investigate different events in the Victorian time, and they're all sort of standalone, but there is an overarching plot that happens as well, but they do all sort of stand by themselves. I found them all pretty enjoyable and fun to read through, so I would like to get back up to date with this. Otherwise, one I thought I was going to get to this month, didn't, so bring it in, is Black Power War by Naomi Novik, the 3rd book within the Temeraire series. I've been a little bit slower with this series. I was sort of intending in the beginning to read this 1 book a month. It's not happened, obviously, after I read the 1st book back in January, but I would like to be able to continue on with this one and dive into this 3rd book. It is the Napoleonic War, but with dragons. One of the books that I read in July was Paladins Grace, so I would like to continue on with reading some more T. Kingfisher. So I do have Paladins Strength, which is the 2nd book within that series and world. I do know that at some point I'm going to need to read like Sword Heart and the Clockwork Boys series, but I think I'm good to still read the 2nd one, and I shouldn't have any spoilers or things that don't make sense to me. So hopefully I can dive into this. I found the 1st book just really fun to read, like it was so fun and cozy, so hopefully this would continue to scratch that itch. And the covers are just so like hilarious, not to be forgotten, although it has been ignored every month so far. Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie. Yes, I know we're just going to not really mention it, but maybe it will have its time. Maybe it will, but yeah, revenge-centered grimdark story. There we go. And to wrap us up, if I do finish Kingdom of Ash in a good time, the next sort of like audiobook series that I want to start rereading, and this one will be to complete it as the final book is coming out later on this year, is the Witchlands series by Susan Dennard. So the 1st book being Truth Witch. I have read the first 3 books and a novella within this world. I have book 4 and book 5 is the one that's going to be coming out, and those 2 are on my TBR, so I would like to reread to be able to complete this series this year, which means I need to really get myself into gear for this, because we're getting into August and it's a 5-book series, so need to get going on things a little bit. But I was thinking to replace my Thread Glass audiobooks, I could go for these ones instead until I get to book 4, which I'll read with my eyeballs. But this is a sort of YA to adult, new adult fantasy series. There is some romance in it. It's got 2 main characters, Sophia and Isolde, who are best friends, and to be a truth witch in this world is a highly coveted power, and lots of people are trying to take, I think it was Sophia who was the truth witch, and they are forced to flee their homes and avoid capture at all costs. There's potentially war coming and everyone wants to get their hands on a truth witch. It's been a few years, but I'm excited to dive back into this. So that is some of my reading plans for August and some ideas and hopefuls. It feels a little bit ambitious, but I'll just take it a day as it comes and see what happens. Let me know what you're hoping to read in the month of August and the things that you're going to be getting up to, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye!